Test, 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 test. We are live. We are live with better audio this time. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm sorry for that. I will upload everything on YouTube, so do not worry. Everything will be up. No one will be left out. Can you believe it? I'm sorry for that. I will upload everything on YouTube, so do not worry. Okay, the audio seems good, but the music is off. The music is okay as well. Okay, we are ready. We are very, very, very much ready. I'm going to start up the... what am I going to do? I do not know. I have been working for about 8 hours or 9 hours today at work. So expect me to be very, very much tired. But I feel like I left this project for so long, so I cannot leave it anymore. Engage with your audience. Start a Q&A. Start a poll. Let viewers see. Yes, ask a question. What to add next in this MF? First one is rockets. Second one is nitrous. Start a poll. Please vote, my fellow watchers. I will be sharing my screen in literally 2 seconds. Not real literally, I'm lying. Here, I can start stream. Can you hear me? I have 2 macOS audio capture and screen capture. Why do I have that? Okay, now I have 1. Now the music is gone. No, it's not gone. What is happening? Thankfully, I checked the audio in in my phone. This was so awful. This music. I think this is good, right? This is like a sweet spot. Minus 50 dB. Or actually minus 40 dB should be nice. This is minus 30 dB. I'm going to have to show the stream. It's okay. Okay. I think everything is good. Okay, everything looks good now. I hope. Please tell me if it's not okay. And I'm going to vote myself. And what I want from rockets or nitrous, I will obviously choose rockets. I want the cars to have rockets. I think everybody wants rockets. Hi. Hello. Hello, ADJYT. A very, very nice name. Where were we? Oh yeah, I have made so many modifications. It is insane and it is so good. I'm going to show you the modifications right now. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. I am actually excited about this because I made this car drive so well. It is insanely good. For starters, I cleaned this up so it looks really nice and sexy. And second of all, we have wheel spin, right? But it doesn't lose control. And third, we can hold the drift if we're good enough. But I think I have like too much horsepower. Hello, if you can see me, BO55. Of course I can see you. So next upgrade that I made is I made the car much more controllable at high speeds, right? But it needs some fine tuning, right? Next thing is when we're drifting, we can turn the wheels more, obviously. And when we're not drifting, when we're going straight, we can turn the wheels very little. So the car is very much more controllable. For that, I have made many sliders right here. This slip modifier, if you hover the mouse, it should give me, or maybe I need to go out of play mode. It's bugged out. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? This works. Oh, this works as well. Pablo, I am making a FPS project, low poly. I need help making it. Please help. That is so generic, bro. What do you need help with? What are you struggling? Hi. Found your channel from the car physics. I'm currently working on a car game for the 360 in old Unity 5. You are making a game for the Xbox 360 in the year of 2025. I think other people will call you or maybe tell you you are normal. But I would say you are a madman. Steering radius multiplier. This should say, oh my god. You see, I have many flaws. I have so many flaws. That is not even fun anymore. So if you're using Mac and you want to build games, your IntelliSense will not work in VS Code. If you just click the script and just open the script like you normally do, your IntelliSense will not work. And you will try to do public game object, but nothing comes because your IntelliSense doesn't work. What the hell? And what you have to do is close and then go. Check this out. You have to close that completely. Nobody needs you. You're useless. So you have to go into assets and then open C# project. And somehow this injects some bullshit into the debugger. And now you will have IntelliSense. I know, crazy. Anyway, I have a closed nose, but I wanted to do, this will simply multiply the steering radius, more, less, huh? But why does this not show in here? Or am I stupid? Steering radius modifier. Tooltip. This tooltip does not show in here. Steering radius multiplier. Steering radius multiplier. Slip steering radius multiplier. This is insane. Anyway, I have some comments. There is an asset I need, but I cannot get it. Could you help me get it? Or help me make the core of the game? I'm a newbie. I have no experience making Unity, so I came across you and I need help. Well, again, I'm going to say you are very generic with your questions. What is it that you need? Mr. MDUD, I take that as a compliment. Lol. Was always a dream to run game natively at 60. Lol. Just wanted to say great work, man. Keep it going. I will keep it going. Thank you very much. And I am keeping it going, but my regular 9 to 5 is really not helping. Some might say is screwing me, but it's okay. It's okay. Oh, everything is good. I wish I could make this specified tooltip for a field in the spectre. Yes, I specify and it doesn't come up. Why does it not come up? Where does it come up? Sometimes it comes up. You see how fucked up? It doesn't come up here, but it comes up somewhere in here. No, it doesn't come up at all. How so? Oh, it comes in here, but not in here. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. So, more equals less steer at high speed. Yes, I want this. And there is one that says less. This will add counter steer. Yes, so we need this. And this will multiply the steering radius modifier by this values. Steeper curve. So this will multiply this because I wanted to have an exponential growth. Very, very caliente, I would say. Anyway, I was going to show you how magnificent this car controller is right now. First of all, for starters, I need to sneeze. I cannot sneeze. I'm in so much pain. Okay, hold on. I will be back in 2 seconds. Okay, I am back. Can you hear me? Yes, it looks like you can hear me. The audio is coming good and the stream video is coming good. Okay. Anyway, I will minimize that. And where were we? Yes, we were here. So, what I did, I did many things actually. As for starters, I made this much cleaner. I added steering, I added GUI, so GUI. Car setup, I did some things in here, but it doesn't matter. Nothing in here, nothing in here, some things in here, and then some things in here, right? I added this nitrous, so it works, you see? It doesn't really do anything besides just showing this particle, right? I think it looks pretty good. Anyway, doesn't matter. What we're here for is the actual controller. So, we are strolling around and we are going relatively quickly. And now we want to turn, and you can see it's much more stable at turning, right? Doesn't matter that we fell right now, right? We can always make this, 1000. And then we can make this actually, let's make this 20, no, 200 by 200. Yeah, this should be good. BO55, sorry, let me say it properly. I need help making first-person shooting game in Unity, but I do not know how to make it, so I need help. We understand that. We need to know what you need help with. I need the asset from Unity for my game. Is there anyone who can help me? The complete starting point of the FPS character or weapons. The whole point. So you're looking for the whole entire project. And that's not how it works, my brother. Mr. BO55. I'm new to Unity and my parents gave me a deadline of making it. Well, you're going to fail, so you might as well just tell them right now. Yeah, sorry bro. That's not really how game development works, and you cannot put deadlines in game development. And I think if you take a look at no further than Cyberpunk 2077, they had a deadline and they failed miserably. So yeah, that would be my, what would it be? It would be my advice to you as a brother. Anyway, I was showcasing this thing. So this will have a steeper curve. So when we go now quickly, I don't know why it shakes. I need to figure that out, but doesn't matter. So if we go quickly, like we're going 120, now we steer. Yes, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And now if we try to do this, then we need to increase this at the maximum, and you can see the wheels are turning. So what does this mean? This means we can try and drift. You see? Right now we cannot drift because I do not have a gearing system. And as we know, gearing system is really important. But look at this though, right? This is amazing. In my opinion, at least, this is amazing. So I will have to play with these values, right? I have to play with the values to see what works best. Or maybe each car has different values, right? You can see now I have too much power and it slips out, which is really nice and accurate, right? So I try to make it slip. I can't because I made it too grippy, and now it slips. You see? Perfect. Bro, you're so sad. No liek. Not whole parts, but some parts. I recommend finding a simple FPS character controller tutorial in Unity. You need to create all from scratch or by downloaded template and code on your own functions, but from the sound of it, still needs the basics. So I would start there. Yeah, that's a good start if you have much time in your hand. And by the description that he gave us, it doesn't look like he has much time. Anyway, I am here done with what I've done in between. So this is actually this is backed up in the GitHub link. You should find it down below. And now let's go and demonstrate. I have scenes in here, and I have a Need for Speed Hot Pursuit scene. Save everything. Every time save. I will drink some water, so cover your ears. Or actually, I can do that. I am done drinking water. Where was I? Yes, I was here. What the hell? Okay, so this has some overrides. Okay. And I need to select all of these visualizers. So visualizers, everything disable. We're done. Here we go. Okay, so let's test this out. I want this lower, obviously, and this very much high. I explained this. I will explain this again. This will make so that when we're slipping, we can turn more. This will make so when we're going faster, we can steer less, thus going much more stably. Liek. Dude, your English is top notch. I don't know what I'm saying. I cannot move. Core state machine has not been assigned. Technically, that's not possible. How? Car state machine, nitrous. It is possible, apparently. But this should... Oh, I didn't save it. I am so... Map streaming, sample scene. Where is the model scene? Here. Okay, save this. And then go here, apply everything. And then go back into Need for Speed map. Save everything, of course. Are you using Wheel Collider? I am using Wheel Collider. Of course I'm using the Wheel Collider. Why would I not? Okay. Now I have the particle system. Hooray. We can just hit play. So, feast your eyes in the wonders that I have created. Look at this. I don't know why it keeps doing this. I think it's something just in this scene, because in other scenes it doesn't do it. But feast your eyes. Look at that. Look at that. Look how nice this controller is, huh? I don't even have gearing systems and it looks really good. And if you're wondering why it's just slipping all the time, it is because I gave it 2000 Newton meters of torque. And if you know how much that is crazy. Okay, Okay, let's give it less power. That would be a good idea. Where is the power? I think it's in stats. Yes. Let's give it 600 Newton meters. That is too low, but it's good for now. What do you think about Havoc physics? What is Havoc physics? I'm too lazy to look it up. Can you explain to me? And explain it like I am a toddler. Okay, this is turning really hard. And that is not what I want. Therefore, what the hell? Therefore, I have made these sliders. And I forgot to turn them back on. It is completely my fault. Okay, now we're going. We're turning already slower. But I think we need even slower. Do we need even slower? This is pretty controllable so far. Look at this, we're going 120 and we can control it, no problem. Well, actually a little bit problem, but that's always here to tweak. Core fast tricks using Havoc physics in Unity. I need to check that out, I do not know. But look at this, we made this from scratch. How amazing is that? And if you're wondering why it doesn't slip more, I am clamping it. You can make it, so this will make it start the slip easier or harder. This is easy, this is hard. So you can make it easier, but you can make it not go very far. So you can have fun, right? So now it will start very easy. I need to give it more power. This is annoying. But you can clamp it high, so it doesn't slip, right? But you can clamp this even lower, and now it's driving butter. I need more power, this is annoying. Nice work, bro. Thank you. SASQ team. Are you a team? Osman Kermili. Hello. Hi. How are you? Do you like this map? I like it. I like it very much. What is this, you may ask? I do not know. But it's no collision. Amazing. Anyway, I'm going to open the poll, and I can see 5 votes saying rockets, and 4 votes, or actually, no, 60% rocket, 40% nitrous. Okay, until you guys decide, let's make, what is the best controller in your opinion? Car controller. How would I know? I think mine is the best because I made it and it's glorious. And also, it is because it's using this minimal scripts. If you see how much code people add to make something playable, it is insane. And I, or not I, but we, because I did this on stream, all of it, we did this in record time. And I'm very proud. Can you hear me? Hello? Yes, you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Let us go now into, where do we go? Okay, so we're 50%. It looks like a lot of you want nitrous. And nitrous is very much easy to make. You have to see my games. I have to see your games. Can you send them? We have a Discord. Discord. I hope you don't see something you shouldn't see, but it's okay. We're all friends here. Downloading, of course, downloading. Jeff. Hello, Jeff. My name is Jeff. I still laugh at that. That is very cool. Okay. Okay. Made by Garcia, the same dude who made EVP. What is EVP? I am a boomer, I think. I do not know the new terms. I feel so old sometimes, bro. I gotta tell you. I feel so old. And it doesn't feel good. So, I stole this particle system from some Unity thing. It looks really awful right now. Look it up. I will look it up later, not now. Vehicle Physics Pro is the most physically accurate asset on Unity Asset Store. Really? Really? Where is Asset Store? Asset Store. This is my Discord. Discord? Yes, Discord. I cannot speak English. Okay, so you said Vehicle Physics Pro. Vehicle Physics Pro. So you say Community Edition, this is free. Car Physics Controller. Let's check this out. Community Edition. What is Community Edition? It looks really good, honestly. But isn't there a video or something that I can see on how it works? This uses the wheel collider, right? Or does it not? It uses graphs, which means it is really high tech. And whenever I see people doing this, I feel like they're working for a corporation or something. It's closed source community edition. The price is not for the source code. No, you have to buy it from the website. It's like $5,000. In my opinion, again, my opinion does not matter, but it is my opinion and I will say it. If you pay $5,000 for for a physics system that you can just go into GitHub and just get this, and this is not even good, this is not even finished, you can get some finished one, and you think that paying 5,000 is a good idea, then I'm sorry, bro. Okay, term of service, no one cares. Pablo's lab, here we are. So here is streamer mode is enabled. Usernames have been truncated. Okay, alles klar. Alles klar. I'm becoming a German, by the way, if you cannot notice. Might as well use a real car. Might as well use a real car, yeah. NFS no limits, by the way. This is not NFS no limits. What are you talking about? Did you steal this? He stole this 100%. He stole the map. Dude, this Raptor guy is like Elon Musk or something. He can make everything. Look at that. That's pretty. I personally use EVP but switched to RCCP. Best decision ever. I wish what RCCP and the other thing is. I honestly do. Anyway, we were checking out this thing. This thing exists in YouTube. It doesn't matter. Don't want to. Okay, let's watch. So, hello, what is this quality? I mean, it looks good, but it's, yeah, it looks really good actually. It looks really good. In my opinion, that's really good. Realistic car crash physics. You do not have to code the physics. You can just slap in a rigid body and it does it. Active aerodynamics. Wow. 3 lines of code. Wow. Anyway, I'm not impressed. I don't have to be impressed because it doesn't matter. Anything else that I should check? Arcade physics. What? Okay, this is the last thing that we check, and we will go ahead. There's another vote that is saying rockets. I hope the rockets win. You see, in my opinion, this is much more fun, right? Because I will be developing this game, but I'm not looking to compete with like Forza Horizon or something. Rockets. Okay, many people are saying rockets. Why is this still? Doesn't matter. Oh, this is paused. I do not know streaming, bro. I forgot about it. It looks a bit janky. What looks a bit janky? It looks really good. I have nothing to say against it. I just have to say that 5,000 is too much for just a controller, which you still have to work on it. Can you make a garage? What do you mean a garage? You mean like a safe house or something? We need a safe house, actually. You remember, I need to draw again. Where is my drawing thing? This is not it. Where's my drawing thing? Whiteboard, here. So do you guys, here's a question. No, I was talking about the multi. Okay, then my mistake. Because that price was not that bad. I can open it up again. No, can I open it up? Yes, I can. This was it. This was free? No. This was it. And 45 euros or $45 or whatever this is. This is not too much, right? And this also looks really good. You see? I mean, obviously these models, you cannot use the models. But No, I mean the garage system select a car. Yeah. So a safe house. But what was I saying? I think it looks really good. I mean, obviously you cannot judge it by the looks. You have to actually use it. But I think this is worth like $50 or 50 euros because it offers quite a lot of things, right? However, 5,000, no. And look at this guy. This guy is offering 5 euros for this amazing thing. Which in my opinion, this is just amazing. Look at that. Amazing. Anyway, what was I saying? So, do you guys, and here's my question. Do you guys remember when we played, or when you played Forza? So I'm going to say Forza. And then you were driving around, blah, 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 blah. And then sometime you go back into some place, right? And you would say this place is home. But you can own many homes, right? So this is a home, and then you can just keep going and go to this other home right here. Right? Or you can go to this other home, right? Blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter, right? So do you guys think that this is like a really, really good mechanic for us to think about adding? Because we have to think about it right now. This is the planning stage. After we build the game, it's going to be very difficult to add things. So properties type she from GTA. I meant 5 and online. Inline. You meant online. I know what you meant. Okay. Yeah, so we drive around, blah, 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 blah. We do some racing, we earn some cash or something, and then we go into some safe house. And then, what are we doing there? I guess we can do some point stuff that will enable us to you know, level up our shit. Doesn't matter. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was checking the poll. The poll is still saying 50-50. And you're not helping me if you go 50-50 because it's been like some time that I've been streaming and I do not know what to go through. Anyway, I will start on the nitrous for now, and then if you change your mind and vote for the rockets, like Midnight Club drift points. Ooh, that's a good idea. Use Unreal Engine. Why would I use Unreal Engine? Why would I have my game run at 2 FPS? Why would I do that? I don't think I will do that. But thank you though. Thank you for your suggestion. And if you ask me this question like a year ago, I would say, why don't I do that? Let's switch. But I did that. And I did try to switch. I had my mic off. So I did switch to the Unreal. And I tried to do some simple stuff, right? And I had a GTX 1050 at the time. But the GTX 1050 was struggling to run the game into, into the plain map, right? There was nothing. And it was still struggling. And I was barely hitting 60 FPS. Sorry, I was drinking water. I'm very, very dehydrated. Drift points. Use HDRP. It's just fine. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is using... I will make this... I will maximize this. You don't... I mean, obviously, ignore these glitches because I'm also streaming. I'm doing a lot of things and it's just a Mac, right? Thank you for your honest replay. Thank you for your honest reply. I'll reply. I cannot read. I'm sorry. So take this scene, for example. This is running URP in Unity and it's running really well. And I have not even baked anything, right? Everything is just right now is being generated right now, right? And it's still running well. And I have all of this stuff running and it's not even, and I didn't even build this, right? This is in development. So I think this is pretty good. It's not great, but it's pretty good. There's glitches here and there, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Anyway, let's go. I was building this. So I am going to open right here. Okay. So I remember that making these particle systems is really annoying. So this is why I made this modeling scene. Good job on all the scripts and environment. Kudos, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. That means really, like, that actually means a lot to me. I keep trying to, look at this. I keep trying to, I mean, this script has to be readable, first of all. And then you can make changes. But I think this is already doing quite well. And this project is just starting to scale up. And then you have the car controller. And everything is divided in regions, right? And this is all free to download and use and make your own project and make money out of it, hopefully. And then forget it to send it to me. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're all friends here, right? Anyway, thank you. Mr. Osman Kermili. Kemilai? I hope I'm pronouncing your game. Yeah, it is structured very well. It is structured. Thank you. Thank you for providing it for free. Of course, everything is for free. I mean, not this car model. I think this car model as well, but you cannot use it because obviously it's a Ferrari. Look at this. What was I doing? Mr. Osman, you distract me. Okay, I was building the particle. Okay, let's build it. I will name this nitrous particle. Let's just name it particle right there. And particle system. There we go. This is the best thing that you can see. A missing texture. Okay, renderer. I think we have to drop some material. Where is my materials? Scenes, prefabs, effects, particle system. I guess we can just make a new material in here and name it nitrous material like this, and then just chuck it in right here, and there we go. So the first thing that I would like to do is obviously go into this and make this. What was I going to do? Actually, I don't have to do this right now. I will do this shape. Where is shape? Here is shape. Do this cone thing. It is cone thing already. Oh, it is cone thing. Great. Let's hide some planing. Let's hide some planing. Wow. So display these. This is what I need. And this is what I need. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay. Now I need size. Emission rate over time. Let's increase that. Like this. Perfect. Shape. That was it. Velocity. I need that as well. And then I need it. How do I make it between two variables? I don't know. Let's do that later. Size over lifetime. Yes, this is what I need. Perfect. There we go. This is our nitrous. Obviously, it doesn't look very nitrous-y. And more of you are actually saying nitrous. So we're building nitrous. Very good. I like what Unity did with this. This looks really intuitive to work with. This is literally the exhaust of a car. You have to do nothing more. There's your nitrous. I'm working on Assetto Corsa level physics. It's very hard to do from my experience. I do not recommend going into too much detail and custom wheel collider for arcade game. That is exactly my point. If you want your game, I will draw this because I have a very strong opinion and I think you should listen to it. So, if you want to build a game, right? Here is you, right? You, genius, and you, this genius, want to build a game, right? You want your game to be, what do you want your game to be? You want your game to be fun. This is your top priority. Making your game look realistic, right here. So realistic is stupid. It is just plainly stupid. It is literally, I mean, obviously this is just my opinion, but it's stupid, right? You don't want your game to be realistic. Obviously you want the game to be good looking, but your top priority is fun. This should be your focus right here. I cannot like emphasize this enough. Your game should be fun, right? Everything else comes afterwards, right here. And I think a lot of games are just missing this, and they want their game to be like the most realistic game ever created. But that's not the point. I mean, do you guys remember I actually will search this. Do you guys remember, I'm going to Google right here. And do you remember Asphalt 8, or actually Asphalt 7, right? This was the Asphalt. Do you remember how good this game was? And this game was not realistic whatsoever, right? I remember having so much fun. It's just plain fun playing this game. And I would play for hours and hours and hours because it was not the most realistic game in the world, but it was the most fun game at the time, right? Look at this. You had money in the fucking way. How is that realistic? Having money in your runway. Oh my god. Anyway, enough ranting. I don't think you want to hear me rant. I think you want to hear me making particle. Now I forget how the name is called, but I think it's somewhere in here. Particles. What is it? Additive. And we want it blue. We want it very blue. Why does it not look blue? I don't know. Maybe we are missing this. Particles. Multiply. No, this is just... no. I don't remember. No need for ultra-realistic simulation. True, I agree with you. Of course, people love different kind of games, and you are one of who likes the fun. If a developer is building their game for fun audience, then there is no need. Yeah, yes. That is very true. That is so true. Anyway, do you guys remember how I can make this? I don't remember. But it was somewhere in here. Vertex? No. Legacy. Particles. Additive multiply. I think I need a... I think I need a texture or something, right? I need a texture or something to make it work. But we can take a look at Unity's prefabs and see how they did it. And here it is. This is what I need. I think I can do this, and there we go. Now we have blue. Perfect. So I can just select this material. I can copy this material. And then I can go into my effects and paste this material. And then I can go back, dust particle, and there we go. Perfect. This is exactly what we need. Pink material scary. Magenta error moment, yeah, bro. Yeah, nothing scares me but that. I fear that. Oh, you're so right. Soft particle factor. What does this do? Doesn't matter. So now we need what is the option that does the killing after some time? It was particle duration or something like that. Man, I forgot a lot of Unity. La passion. La baguette. La croissant. Have you heard like, let me do this, right? Let me go into Google and let's say translate and open translate, right? And let's go into French and let's say baguette. La baguette. And let's listen. Baguette. La baguette. Hello, Heroes League. So have you heard, this is how it's actually supposed to be pronounced, right? And I think there is a la, right? La baguette. La baguette. Das Baguette, right? The baguette. But have you heard how people actually pronounce this? Like, they will go into like extreme limits to pronounce this the way it's supposed to, and completely ruining the fucking word, and say like stupid things. La baguette, la croissant. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. Okay, here is my lifetime, and I need a random curve, or a random between two, not two curves, but two constants. So I want the first constant to be like this. Second constant to be like this. Okay, perfect. The first constant is much lower. But it's still too high though. Duration. This is looping though, what the hell? Start speed. What makes some simulation speed? Maximum particles. I don't remember, bro. I do not remember. I do not remember. The next thing is that they are very, very much quick. Size. Size by speed, no. No, 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 no. No. Lifetime. Lifetime. Start speed. Here it is. Right. And then 3D physics. Yes. Gravity. Wow. that's so nice to play out. Okay. Let's add this to 0. Simulation space. This is world. Of course. Simulation speed. Delta time is scaled, of course. No, actually, this is unscaled. That is good. Auto random speed. No, auto random speed. Yeah, actually, let's do that. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Start color. Start color is blue, of course. So, now, I think this is good for now, right? This is good for now. Maybe we can do the shape a little better. But I will obviously I will fix this. I will fix this off camera. I will fix this off camera. And I do not have music. Why do I not have music? An error. What? Why? Okay. I do apologize for this. Elite particle knowledge. I know. I know. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing, bro. I forgot everything from this. Shape. Damage from base, yes. Velocity, no. Limit, no. But I want the size to be size over lifetime. Yes, this is what I want. But I want it to be between 2. This, yes, yes. Yes. Yes, this is what I want. There it is. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, here is our nitrous. Perfect. So now we have our car. We have our nitrous pointing the right way. Perfect. Okay, so the bad thing, or the sad news, I should say, is that this I already kind of made, right? I already kind of made the nitrous effect. What we have to do is just add the power, or the extra power that comes with the nitrous. And I sort of have a party piece for you guys. And the party piece is that we are going to, or actually I am going to try and implement I'm going to try and implement some sort of a saving system, because we need it. So we can have like different amount of nitrous power for different amount of, or actually not different amount, but different kind of vehicles. right? Exhaust transform. We can reset. There we go. The particles are still way too big. Huh? And this cone, this shape, is still too big. Right? And then we can just play around. I don't feel like wasting your time right now with this particle system bullshittery, right? Sparkle effect. I can keep this right here. I cannot keep this right here. I need to open this first. Open. This does not give save. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, apply all, and now open. Perfect. So I have the second one right here, and I can just reset. And then now you can decide. I don't think you need to decide which one is better, but you can. Anyway, I have now 2 nitrous particle things, and I have a state machine. I have nitrous as just a placeholder, nothing else. I will open it and we will do some actually coding in this video. So, for the people that came here to actually learn something, this is how you do it. This is how we do it. So, what I have here is just a particle system that holds in this nitrous. So if we control F this nitrous, we will see that we do not even use it. That is because this is just a state machine. This is controlled by other scripts. So we have one state machine that is controlled by everything else, right? And we have one place to hold all our variables that we need. This is good because later on, when our project gets too big, we know what the hell is going on, because it can get very, very, very not good. And now I can see that a lot of you are saying rockets. Well, that's too bad, because rockets are going to be implemented in the next video. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we have a particle system of nitrous which is not used. That is because we use it somewhere else. So if we go into car controller and we go into a region called bus, this will funnel, like anything that we do in the logic, this will get funneled in here. And then later we have a bus that does all of our things that we need, right? So now we have set exhaust, and we'll do that. Later we will have set this, not security, set this other animation, and it will do that right here, and everything will be nice and organized, and we know where it is. So the trick is to use as much common sense, or I guess I can call it common sense. I don't know. I think this is a good way for me to actually remember what I'm doing. Anyway, now what I have is nitrous. Nitrous is getting called from this controller script, and up here we have a state machine that we can just call. Do not forget that when you use this, you will actually have to get the component. You cannot just use it. Put it away. Perfect. It's a good source of knowledge, even though it's old, like 12-year-old plus. Really? It's really that old? I did not know that. Anyway, now since you're here, let's make this into an array. Now you can see already we have problems. So we have nitrous, and now we can see that we have muy problema, amigo. So how to fix this is, let me first snooze inline suggestions for 60 seconds, minutes, whatever. So The way we will solve this is to use a for each. So for each, and the way the for each works is very difficult. I don't know if anyone can figure it out, but you have an item and then you have the collection. This is our collection. I know, very difficult. Anyway, for each item, and this item now will take in the actual type that we pass in here. So we have a particle system. And if we do item dot play, we will see that IntelliSense is working. Perfect. Now that we have the item, we will say this exact same thing in here. So we will say if, or not it, if this item dot is playing, do nothing. Or actually we cannot return. So in this case we will do this. That will say if this is playing but not playing. So if this is not playing, actually, that would be a better way to do it. So if this is not playing, literally just item play. That's it. And we're done for the play. I hope I'm not wrecking your ears with the yelling. But anyway, we have a for each for playing, and then we have a for each for stopping. You guessed it, we are going to do this. So now we don't have a if, we just want to tell this item to stop. There we go. That was so difficult, I know. Actually, it's not that difficult. Coding itself is not that difficult. The main concept of coding is to write some code right now, and then tomorrow when I come back, I know that this code will be structured like this. And to achieve this level, you will have to actually do some practice. This is what I like to do, but this is probably not what you like to do. You will have some other way of structuring your code, and that is fine. There's a lot of people on the internet saying you should not do this, you should do that, you should not do this. But you should. But my advice would be that you should do something that when you come back tomorrow, you know what you did, right? And that's it. And for me, I found that splitting everything in regions like this really helps a lot. I mean, it really helps me. I don't know if it helps you. Anyway, we have nitrous. We have nothing inside. We put stuff inside. Now we have two particles. And since we built it, or actually I built it off screen, we should have two. And there we go. They're both playing. They look really weird. But that is something to fix off screen. Besides, we are coders. We're not modelers, right? Anyway, now before I go any further, I would just like to make this physics local, like this. And then I want the speed to be a little quicker, like this. There we go. So I want to do apply, and then great job, thank you. And then before I move forward, I will see how I actually do this, and that is actually very simple. If we do Control F, see where I implement this. I keep forgetting to make this bigger so you can see. I hope you can see now. If we take a look at where this is implemented, this set exhaust as a boolean at exhaust is here, handle effects, right? And the handle effects is, for now, it's doing just shift. So if shift pressed, do this camera thing, and then set the exhaust. And now we will add extra stuff to this. So obviously when people press shift, they expect their car to go a little quicker, right? And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So now I don't have to remember where exactly is the power translated into the wheels, right? I don't have to do that. I have the stats of the car, right? And here is where I define, or where R defined the performances. So I can see in here I have power in Newton meters. So I open the script and then I can see power in Newton meters. And if I do this, usually I should have it in this script, but this is wrong. For me, it's wrong, right? But it's also not wrong because this is the stats. This will just hold the stats. It's not the state machine, but it's a stat. This will tell the state machine to do stuff. So now that this is a stat, we have a controller for the stats. And I take the power, max power, I control F, and then I look in here, and here it is. Here is my maximum power, right? Hi, do you have any advice for somebody who wants to start making simple games in Unity, but know nothing about coding? I have some advice, but I don't think you should listen to me. I don't think you should listen to me, bro. I honestly don't. But if you do, I will have some advice for you, and I will draw it for you. Maybe you find this attractive, or maybe you find this helpful. You will have to learn code. And the best way to learn code is to do code, right? So do it. And then you have the Nike logo, right? No, you don't have the logo. You just have to do it. And the best way to do it is to create your first project. Project, CT, right? Ignore my impeccable handwriting. So when you do the project, this is the best way to learn. For me, personally, the C# was the best. This was my cake, my butter, my everything. This will teach you everything. So in here you have like using, this is imports. You have types, you have variables, you have classes, you have extensions, you have everything. And then from this I had to move to JavaScript, and JavaScript has none of these. And it's really like, I'm really grateful that I know this before, because if you do not know types, and then you go into JavaScript, then you are basically fucked. Anyway, take my advice, and my advice would be to just do it. And it doesn't matter that you do not know, and do not try to not use ChatGPT or AI. Do not use this. If you use this, you are making yourself replaceable, and you do not want to do that. You do not want to be replaced by a bot. And you see me like super rarely ask ChatGPT, and if I ask ChatGPT something, I will ask it because I do not remember the syntax. Because you should not do logic with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not a good idea to do. Anyway, I was in the main, and I was looking where the power is transferred to the car, and I can see that the motor torque is equal to the Y input plus the max power. Now I will have a boost. So instead of doing it in the stats, I will do it in the state machine. And I will say here, this car has an extra boost. So I will say public load boost in Newton meters. This is of course 0. And I will do a tooltip in here, and I will comment what this is going to be doing. So this will add, not multiply, to the overall power of the vehicle. like this. It's really good to add tooltips, by the way. You should make this like an everyday job to just write tooltips on what you did here. Anyway, Osman, I have to go now. I wish you good luck for the rest of the stream. Thank you, my brother. Have a nice weekend. And I subscribed. I do not know how I did not subscribe to this whole time. It's okay, bro. You don't have to subscribe. Alright, today I tried for the third time making a game in Unity and I experienced first mental breakdown since I don't know. I also tried ChatGPT, but 90% of the code were misunderstood. I understand. That is why you do not use ChatGPT. And Impulse. Actually don't know what to say to you. What's up, dude? Hey, what's up? To grab? I do not know how to say names. Anyway, Impulse, I do not know exactly what to say. I have been in your situations more times than I would like to admit, and I do not like it, but you have to do it. And that is a part of... What is it a part of? I'll let you guess. That is the part where you actually learn. So we have max power here, and then I will do another range for the boost power. So the boost power will be from 0 all the way up to 1000. I will say public. This is a float. Is it a float? No, let's do it in integer. We will work with whole numbers. It will make our life a little easier. This is when I can choose what I can use. In projects, you are not usually allowed to choose what you want, so you have to work with it. I do not know why I told you that, but it's okay. I will do public integer and then boost power in Newton meters. This is 100, so we will boost 100, and then I will add in a tooltip. This will be used to add as a boost when this will only add power to the overall power of the car, like this. Hi, I'm new here. I make games too. What do he make? A 3D car game. What do he make? I tell you, what do he make? I make the most glorious car game that you have ever seen. Feast your eyes. The pronunciation was close. The IG is hard to pronounce. Well, you know what else is hard? I'm kidding. You know what's hard already. Okay, now we have boost power and then we have max power. And I will let you guess on what is going to happen next. So in here, I have this times this. And then in here, I will add in brackets. These brackets, you can see that the compiler is bullshitting because parentheses can be removed. And I wish to tell it to not interfere with my impeccable code writing. I'm Swedish. Oh, you're Swedish. I would say some words that I learned from PewDiePie, but I don't think that's very good for the stream. I only know those words, and they're not good. Anyway, we have stats, max power times stats dot boost, right? But this is not right. This is really not right, because I just made a a state machine that is boost. And I do not need this actually. You see, this is a part of writing code. You write code, and then you see it's not needed, and then you have to delete it, and then you feel like a little bad, but it's okay. It's a part of writing code. Anyway, so I have stat max power times. You see, I made another mistake because I do not pay attention to myself. Anyway, I have max power. I still, again, have the same thing here. So I will copy this. And I will paste it here. I have the same thing in here. I will paste it in here. And I will same thing in here. Paste it in here. Perfect. Now, this is, again, very much wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, because this boost on power is always on, and we want to turn it on or off. So what do we do now? We need a way to turn this on or off. So this is where that comes in, right? We have boost on Newton meters. So instead of just doing this, directly, I will say, instead of stats.that, I will change all the occurrences and I will say state machine dot boost. You see? Now it's all coming together. And then, since we have a state machine, we can just manage this boost. And then we don't have to make this in here and say, and add in like this, and then say is shift pressed, then do this. If it's not, then add the 0 power. You know, this is clean, but it's not as clean as it can be, right? So we want it as clean as it can be, because this is going to get so populated so quick, you do not even know. Anyway, I have this main. Excuse me. I have this main. I have update. What do I need to do now? Excuse me. What do I need to do now? I just need to tell this to what to do what. So into the effects, I already have a function that does that. So literally all I have to do is when the shift is pressed, I want to say state machine dot boost in Newton meters is equal to core stats dot boost. There we go. That's it. That is literally it. And then every time I release, I want to say, hello, we have no more boost. And then we set this back to 0. And I think I made a mistake because this is not a float. This is an integer. And you see now I have a conflict of interest between an integer and a float. And that is not very caliente. But that does not matter. Nothing matters, really. As long as the code works, nothing matters. Anyway, I will now have a boost right here. And if I hover, there's no tooltip. I don't know why Unity for Mac is so shit that nothing works properly fine. Oh, it works now. It works now. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you have wrote some things. I just want to know if there is any apps or sites that can help me with understanding how C# works that you can recommend me. No site or no app will help you. Nothing will help you except for just doing it. You will have to build your own project in order to understand. Nothing else will help you. Literally. You just pronounce it like Tuharab. Tuharab? Tuhrab? Ah, so, Tuhrab. Okay. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Tuhrab. I watched a few of your videos from 2020 about creating racing games and it helped a lot, but coding is still a barrier, unfortunately. It is a barrier until you start and actually try to do something. You know, I started coding and I started recreating other people's game. And it took me a long time, but at one point I made Flappy Bird and I was really not helpful, but I was really happy, you know? I made I made a game that somebody already made, but I made it. Anyway, uh, I will have next to no power, so this car will barely move, and then I will have the boost to max. So now if I click boost, oh yeah, you can see, you cannot see the kilometers here, but if I, no again, here, but if I click shift, you can see they're increasing. Hell yeah. Oh yeah. And if I let go, this will go down. I mean, how amazing is that? It does not get any more entertaining and amazing. I used Game Maker just now. I'm making game 2 submarines that are linked. They have both with mouse click left button, and you can only move up. If they collide together, it's a grid based. Well, can you post it in our Discord so we can take a look? Look at this ass, by the way. I mean, that's a nice BMW. I mean, no. What is it? A Supra? I don't know, bro. I'm too old for this. I was thinking of adding boost pads. Oh my god, that's such a brilliant idea. I don't think we have time right now. Actually, we do have time. I will now take a little break and go make a coffee. And we will actually do the boosting pads. That's a brilliant idea. But the boosting pads, how will it work though? How am I going to trigger? I don't know. We will have to figure that out. Okay, I will take a short break. And before I go, you are all amazing. Everybody that has just turned up in here, you are amazing. I really love you. I would not be able to do this without you, even though there's not a lot of you. But it's enough. It's enough. It's amazing. I like it. Everything is good. So I'm gonna take a little break, and I will be back, and we will be adding the boosters. So I will do this starting soon. This is at -30, so you can hear a little bit of music if you want to. And by the way, for how longer am I coding? I'm coding for way too long. I'm coding now. It's about 7 years. Anyway, I'll take a little break, and I'll keep going and add the boosters. I am back. I want to make some coffee. I want to take the clothes out of the machine. I need to drink water. I mute the microphone when I drink water because I think I'm disgusting when I drink water. I make so many noises when I drink water. And I don't think that's appropriate. Anyway, I'm dragging around the OBS, but you cannot see it. Anyway, we were trying to build the boosters. But what if I told you that instead of the boosters, I have power-ups? So, power-ups. And then we have some slots in here, like, you know, like the Mario game. So, slot 1, slot 2, slot 3, whatever the hell many slots we have. So we have nitrous. And then we have, I don't know, rocket. Then we have something else. Then we have something else. We have something else. We have something else, right? And then instead of doing a pad to jump, or not to jump, but to boost off of, we can have these. Okay, let me build the code that will be doing, what will it be doing? I don't know. Yes, I do know actually. I have power-ups. But the power-ups are nothing more. I'll actually explain it via coding because that is the best thing that I can do. Can you show me the link of your Discord? Of course I can. There is a button. Invite people. Is this the button? Or send a server invite link to a friend. Copy. Yes. And then I paste that in here. Yeah, you can see my stats. I do not mind. Because I do not hide. Right now I'm working on a revival for the subs. Okay, your game looks very fun. Can you post something in the Discord so we can see it? And also, Mr. David Lin, how are you? I watch your 5-year-old videos for my project. Really? I cannot watch those videos. Those videos are, for me, not good. Actually, sometimes when I watch those videos, I cringe. Because, oh my god. I did not know how to code back in the day. Anyway, so what's up? As I was saying, I am trying to build a logic. And to build a logic, I would like to have the state machine. So I will name this state. This state will hold, just holding, whatever power up we have, right? So we have power up 1, which is nitrous. And power up 2, which is whatever the hell it is. What is it? Rocket. Rocket. Like this. And then power up 3 and then power up. This is literally just a list. Nothing else, right? I can build that right now. I can say, down here, I do a system.serializable, and then I say in here public enum power up. Power up type, right? And the type can be nitrous, It can be whatever the hell it is. Is this the right syntax? I keep forgetting the syntaxes, bro. Public enum wheel type like this. System serialize. Oh yeah, this is the right one. Public enum power type. But why is it saying naming rule violation? The words must begin with the uppercase. Oh yeah, you're right. You are very much right. Okay, so I have power up type like this and like this. Perfect. So I have the power up, and then the power up will be nitrous, and they will be, what else? Rocket launcher or whatever. There will be shield, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Doesn't matter, right? And then I will have a struct, right? Do you know what a struct is? It doesn't matter. You will learn it right now. System serializable, not security. Serializable, and I will say public struct core state machine. No, but power up. And this will have a public type, not type. No, not like that. What will I have here? Type type like this. Why do you do that? Am I dumb? Yes, this is what I want. Okay, so this is a struct that will hold the power up type, and the power up type will hold the options. And this will have a pub. I don't know why I'm yelling. I do apologize if you hear me yell, right? It is not intentional, I promise. Public power up type, and then I have in here public, I don't know, index. I keep forgetting that first I need to do int and then index. Or indexer. No. This is so annoying, bro. This is this is null, right? This has nothing in it. And then what you would do is you have power up. This is just one singular power up, right? So I have power up, and then on the car, I will define a header of type effects, right? And this will be public power up power ups. There we go. Oh my god, that took so long to just write. And sometimes I feel like I'm a noob, even though I've been coding for my whole life at this point. But I have power-ups, and power-ups is a struct of elements that will have a type, shield, index, 9, right? And that's it. There we go. Now we have power-ups. Coding is simple when you know how to code. When you don't know how to code, that's still simple. You will learn it. It doesn't matter. This is a simple one. You have a struct instruct. No, I have an enum instruct. What do you mean a struct instruct? That's a struct, nested struct. Someone texted. Oh, this is one of those brain games, huh? So you have to go somewhere, collect some shit, then go somewhere. This is like a game that you enjoy playing. Playing. I cannot speak today. I can actually not speak. This is embarrassing. Anyway, what we were doing is we were doing power-ups, right? And now comes the hard part. The hard part is to use the power-ups, right? Because I can say I have a 9, or not a 9, but 9 times nitrous. I have 2 nitrous. I have another nitrous. And then I want to use them, right? Now, the hard part is to, yes, nested struct. Yeah, nested struct, I know. But in here, we are using a enum, and enum is literally a string that will hold only a set amount of integers. It's really helpful, but it's only helpful in C#. I've never used this outside of C#. However, this is the mother of codes. I use this in any language I write. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sorry for bad English. Not good. Doesn't matter, bro. It does not matter. Nothing matters. The only thing that matters is to have fun and to build something that other people enjoy. And this is exactly what we're doing here. We're trying to build something that people enjoy. Before I try and build the boosting thing, before I try and build it, what I want to do is to just build a index that holds the selected one, right? I don't need this index in here for now, right? I will need some other thing in here for obviously in the future, but for now I'll just need these structs, nothing else. And to do that, to do what? I will need an integer of the selected power up. So this cannot be null. This can never be null. This can be 0. And this will obviously be managed by some other script, right? That we already know that. This will obviously be managed by this car controller script. And why I say that? Well, because I have handle effects. Simple. So is shift pressed? We do not care. What we do care is if is some key pressed. And this key will cycle this selected power up, right? So this will go as long as I have a power up here, right? And I will say now, what will I say? Is shift pressed. I will see how I get this is shift pressed, and simple. I will now say if is shift pressed, no, but if is some other key pressed. This actually, you see how I'm sorting everything is because later on I will do a settings window that will allow users to just change is shift or is spacebar or whatever the hell, right? So it's really good to just keep everything in places that you can easily reach, right? So now I have another private boolean this time again, and I will say is E pressed. Is E key maybe press. This is of course false, and it is complaining right now, as you can see, because I'm not using it, and I know. You do not have to tell me what I already know. I'm kidding, of course. This is input dot get key. We do not want to do key down. We just want to do key. So get key code dot e. That's it. That is literally it. Can I do public key code? And I'll just name it E. And I can just do mapping with it like that. Can I do that? I think I should be able to do that, right? And this was in car controller. Was it in car controller? Oh yeah, look at that. So I can choose the key that will handle whatever the hell I want to handle. So I press E and I press numpad. That is brilliant. Okay, I will do this later. I do not want to waste people's time because people's time is not cheap. Okay, so this is private giga can be removed. Don't tell me what to do, bro. Don't tell me what to do. Anyway, I have fixed update and I have handle effects. If I have handle effects, then I have everything I need. So if E pressed, then I will do a function. I do not want to do here state machine dot index. No, was it index? Selected power up. Selected power up, but this should be index. You see, I keep making mistakes. Index. Selected power up index. So I do index now, and I have selected power index. I see. I always try to use common sense when writing code. Can you see this script? I think this is big enough, right? I think if you're in a phone, you cannot see. This should be good. Okay. So state machine, blah, 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 and then set the state machine. Set, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to do that. I want to use this as a sort of a proxy. If you know what a proxy is, then good. If you don't know, it is basically taking some input and then just following it. Not following it, but just sending it somewhere else. So you have a place where everything goes through. Well, basically, this is a proxy. So, or not a proxy, but a kind of a bus, or I don't know. So I'll just call it proxy for now. And this is how I think of it. It might be wrong, it might be right. I do not care. So here's a proxy. You have the controller. And in here, from the controller, you have many blocks of code. And each of them triggers something else. But you do not want to trigger this directly to some handler, right? So here is our handlers. A handler, do not be scared of these terms. These are just terms to make my life a little easier, and I know what I'm talking about. What a handler is basically this is going to get an input, and it will tell this script that this input has been pressed. So then you can go ahead and do whatever the hell you are doing when this button is pressed. This is a handler. It just executes code, nothing else. So instead of just doing this directly, and then when I have to work on this handler, I have to go in here, and then I have to dig through code and find it wherever the hell this is implemented. Instead, we use a proxy. And here, it gets handled properly. And the beauty is that this controller can have some other key. And this will also go here and be sorted properly, right? Everything sorted here. So it can come up here and do this. And this can do that. And this can also do that, right? And you can see there's a mess, but it doesn't matter because everything in here is handled. And then from here, you can just connect everything like this. And this is why this proxy is very, very useful. Although you have to excuse my drawing skills. I know they're impeccable, but you know, there are people better. Anyway, now that I am done talking, I have a main, and the main handles these effects. I guess I should do a region. Doesn't matter. I'll do that later or off camera. But now that we have this effect handler or effect, whatever the hell this is, I will just what will I do? I don't remember. Okay, I have setters in here. And for now, I will just declare a public. Actually, it doesn't have to be public. Just void. And this will be apply. Apply. No. What will this be? This will be cycle. 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 Power up index. Right? It does not need any parameters because everything is here. And now that I have that, if E is pressed, I will only call this method. So, cycle. That's it. And now we have some clean thing. And if we have some other key, we can just, you know, straightforward into it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, now that we have that, we have to build the simplest logic that has ever simpled in the history of simples. Not the simple player, you know. But we have this index and we have a list. Now, what I want to do is I want to navigate through this list using this index. Since we have all of these in here, these are public, I can access it from the car controller, and I will say now, if the list is greater than 1, or actually not greater than 1, greater than 0, right? So if the car, not car, but what was it, state machine dot power ups, right? We call them power ups. So if power ups dot length is greater than 0, that means I have one element. And I will say, first of all, I will just print. So what will I say here? I will say the power ups list is present. And after I do that, I will do the actual logic. And I will say, if this indexer, this holder, or this navigator thing, this indexer, is within the length of this. So we will say that if state machine dot power index is less than the state machine power ups dot length. If this is true, then I will say state machine dot indexer plus plus. Actually, I find it to be a little bit more understandable when I do plus equal to 1. So we will navigate. If this is not true, I can only do, or not I can only, but I only do this. And then I say this is back to 0. And then I have a GUI. And inside the GUI, I will have a GUI label just like this. And then I have the positioning just like this. So if you are confused on what's happening here, I will only, you know, place these in a grid fashion. And the way I do that is by just adding some position like this, nothing else. So GUI space, I think this is wrong. This pos has to be right. GUI pos, and then GUI cell. This is the space, and inside of this, I have this. Yes, perfect. I want to make a horror game, but I do not know how. If you want to make a horror game, what game would, what type of horror game? You mean like a Resident Evil or something? How would you make a good environment? Like really good environment. The city, the mountains, a good highway road map. I don't know. I do not know how to build that. I really don't know. If I knew that, if I actually knew that, you think my games would look this shit? You think my games would look this blatant? I would have some rainfall. I mean, not rainfall, but you know, a waterfall in here or something like that. And some trees and some mountains and some stuff. Anyway, that's not what I was talking about. Selected power up. The selected power up will be... I will let you guess what will it be. It will be state machine. And this is coming up again. So state machine power-ups in the index of state machine dot index, and then in here dot. That's it. I think that this is going to crash because I may need a -1 somewhere in here, but I'm not sure. Anyway, we are waiting for a key press of E, if I'm not mistaken. I cannot see anything here. Can you see anything? Okay, something is happening, but index is out of range, right? And you see, I have multiple problems in here, and you are going to see these problems all over. We are getting many events. The reason for that, well, actually, let's go through one by one. The first problem is that we get not 1 per click, but like 100 per click, right? 100 events. And that is because where we accept this input, where was it? Here, we use get key, and we do not want that. We want get key down. This is the first problem, right? So this will give us 1 event per click. If I do this, and if I do this, now I get 1 event per click, right? And power up list is not present. I don't know why it says that though. Okay. Okay. Now, bro, your games aren't shit. You just need HDRP. Love your tunes, by the way. Help me. A lot of things. Good luck, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Very much. Do you work as a game developer? I do not work as a game developer. I work as a normal developer. I work as a normal developer. More specifically, I work as a JavaScript developer. And lately, I've been thinking of getting into embedded, because I love embedded. Was trying to post a gameplay click Discord. Says you need nitro. No way, that will pay. No, don't pay that. Why would you pay that? Is that raycast, by the way? What is raycast? Oh, you mean the colliders? No. No, that's too much work. I can do it, but it's too much work. What do you think about my ideas that were wrote about how to make a horror game? But I don't know. But you gave me... Oh, you actually wrote. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Well, player would try to escape a mental hospital where she wake up. And I would assume she would fight some monsters and something like that. In my opinion, horror games have the best atmosphere that any game can have. Oh, so game developer is just like a hobby. No, a game developer, I started developing as I mean, I started my career as a game developer. And one thing led to another. And here I am. Okay. I don't know where to use this -1 because I know that this is crashing somewhere and I don't know where. So my theory to post it, or I don't get it. I said my file was too big. Then upload it to YouTube, bro. There's 100,000 answers to how to do that. But why is it not showing the type? What am I doing wrong? I have car state machine, and I have the selected one to 0, and the 0 is going to 1. Here it is. But the selected one is not showing me what I've selected. I have now 2. And I have back 0. This is working. It only... the problem is it's being called in fixed update, and that's not right. This should all be called in regular update. I already have a indexer right here. I mean the logic for the indexer. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. We built it again, and we made our logic a little bit better. My phone is running out of charge, and I cannot read your comments anymore, sadly. If you could make some drift physics like NFS 2015 or maybe Car X3, that would be really good. Not exactly the car behavior and all, just the drift and the grip style. We already have that, bro. You already have that. Or I guess you have the tools to make that. I already provide you with everything. To hold or to be able to drift, you will need the sideways value, right? So you need to lose traction until some point. So you need... What do you need? You need this. What was it? You need the sideways and the front grip. So you need both of these to lose grip, right? I have set them to 141, right? And if I hit play right now, you will see that this is working normally, right? And now I lose grip, right? I lose the grip. I set this and I don't clamp. You will see I'm already losing traction. You see? Now all you have to do is clamp that. You have to just clamp it, and you will have to say, this is the most you can lose grip. And once you do that, you have the drift. You see? You see how the rear tracks are just drifting all the time. That's it. Because I tried to make it and my knowledge isn't enough. I know, it's frustrating. But if I'm not mistaken, I built some auto drifting mechanic. I was testing something else and you keep distracting me, bro. I need to build this game. I've started building it so long ago. Okay, power up list is present. I know that. I don't know why you don't take this input, bro. What the hell? Okay, now you make it. Now it's 0. But I don't know why it doesn't show up in here. I do not know why. Here it is. This should be at 13 because you are so annoying. Okay. Let's see why it's not showing the type. And if I display the whole entire thing, what will happen? I don't know. Let's see. are you using some kind of mod for these clouds, or is it just the settings? These clouds are a image. It's just a skybox, nothing else. Apparently this is not possible. Dot type, maybe dot toString. Does this work? I don't know. Player will see hallucinations, and in order to not go insane, she have to drink pills. So that's it. You drink pills? Okay, I cannot, I give up. I cannot get the type to show up here. I cannot get the type to show up. Will you try to make it losing traction by getting too much gas? Well, you wanted to make it automatic. If you want to make it automatic, you have to lose grip. You have to make this, you see forward value, you have to take this from 2 and you have to bring it down to 0.5 or 0.6. And then you have to keep it there. And if it starts to lose too much, it cannot, right? It is at point whatever the hell you set it. And that's it. You are constantly drifting. But the problem is, if you drift constantly, you will have to have some other force propelling you forwards, because you're just going to spin out. It's very confusing at first, and I know it is because I've been there. I have actually been there. I have built those mechanics way back in the day. And there's so many factors. But the point is, or the main point is, that this grip has to be lost, right? You cannot grip and drift. It's not possible. You have to lose grip and you have to slip, and then you have to try and drift. My phone is dying, so I cannot read your comments anymore. And I do not know why I cannot see comments inside of studio mode. No. Stop streaming. Stream. Where is the options to see the comments without opening this? Pop-out chat. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, I don't need my phone anymore. Perfect. Okay, where was I? The problem is that now, not this. The problem is that I have to keep it. Is there a way to make this always on top or something? File, view. No. Window. Bring on front. Move on resize. No, there is no. What I can do is I can do this. But this doesn't go any further. Oh man, I need another screen. Anyway, by the way, why Mac? Why not? It's cheap, and I'm cheap, and it's working. Look at this. It's a Mac for it's a M4. It's only 16 gigabytes, and I can run everything. And I'm streaming on 2K at 60 FPS. And I cannot even hear the Mac. Also, if you do not mind sharing, how are you making your cars drive so smoothly? Every time I try making it routine, you better. I explained it in the beginning of the stream, and it it has to do with my genius, actually. No, I'm kidding. I spent some time perfecting this, or not perfecting, but making this better. This wheel manager script. This helps a great deal. And what it does is it limits the radius. And this radius is used to steer the car. So the reason why your car is, you know, swaying and going off is because you are applying either too much steer or too little, and that's the problem. And if you apply just enough, you will have your car running very smoothly. Anyway, I was doing the power-ups. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay. I have car controller. Now, in the variables, I will have, what will I have? I need this handle effect. And I'm thinking that I need a way now to trigger a boost, right? This is cycling it, and I need a way. Actually, let's do it like this, and then off stream I can make this better. So I will say private, again boolean, and I will say is f key press is equal to false, and I have a typo. Okay, so this is going to do the exact same thing, and what this is going to do is just use the power up, right? And I'm using this handle effect because actually I don't need this. This will do always just one thing, and it's just going to trigger this. Perfect. So now if is F key pressed, then instead of cycle, I will have a void use power up. I don't need any input parameters because everything is handled by state machine. That is the beauty of the state machine. You do not need inputs and you do not need returns. Okay, so now I have use power up like this. There we go. Perfect. And now I just need to use this is F key pressed, and is F key pressed is equal to basically this entire thing, but instead of E I do F. Would it be better if I do get key up? Maybe. Excuse me. Need to drink some coffee. Have you posted the scripts somewhere where I can download them? Yes, of course, bro. They are... where are they? They are in my GitHub. And the GitHub is supposed to be in the video description down below. If it's not, then it is somewhere in my channel. And I know that it is because I see the traffic that a lot of people are using this repository. And I'm glad. I hope people start to build games upon it. Anyway, before I distract myself even more and I grow too tired today because I have been coding for so long, I am going to do the last thing that I will do for today, and I will use a power up. But I will not make the effect of using it. Okay. So use power up. Now I will only what I will do is I will only what is going to happen when I use the power up? I have a list of power-ups, and I just want to remove from the list. That's it, nothing else. I keep overcomplicating things. So I will say state machine dot power-ups in the index. Or actually, no, that's not it. I will need a, not a void. What will I need? I will need this exact list. So power-ups. I will say new. I cannot say new power-ups. I need this. Okay, power-ups, and I will say new power-ups of type power-up right here is equal to state machine dot power-ups. That's it. Now, from this list, I want to remove this. So, what is the best way of removing a index or a element from this? I think, isn't there a state machine dot power-ups dot pop? No. Maybe shift? No. What was oh no, this is an array. This is not an array list. So you will have to create another list in order to be able to use this. Yes, now I remember it. So that's why I create a new list of the same type. But I don't need to do this. The easiest way is to do this. Right? And I'll do new power up. Huh? Okay, that's it. And now I will say state machine, or not state machine, but I will say a for each loop that goes through. I'm sorry about this keyboard, by the way. It's very loud, I know. So I will go all the way state machine dot power-ups like this. And then I have this item. I actually need an indexer. I cannot use this for each action. I need a normal for. I do apologize, by the way. I have not prepared anything. I'm just doing it. I'm winging it. So state machine dot power-ups dot length. And as long as this indexer is not equal to the selected one, so I have state machine selected. So if this I is not equal to this, then I will do new power-ups dot add. How do I add to this power-up? I know how to do that. And this is state machine dot power-ups dot length -1. That's it. And now, if this is not it, I will say new. What am I trying to do here? This is really not easy. All right, thanks for all the help. Thank you. Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. If you cannot find the link, just tell me. Then I can try and look it up. Okay, so I will do a int counter is equal to 0. And I will say new power-ups in the index of counter, right, is equal to state machine dot power ups in the index of I. That's it. I think, I'm not sure, but I think this is supposed to work. It's really not easy jumping from a language to another because this would have been one line in JavaScript. And this is not JavaScript and it's not one line. So I have to go in extra length to find a solution because I do not know from the top of my head. Okay, so I have now selected power up and let's go to 1 and let's try to use it. I don't know if I'm clicking. There is a problem with these keys. Let me add a print. Using power up and then state machine dot power ups in the index of state machine dot index. I cannot do this. Can I do this maybe? Yes, I can. Okay. I hope you're enjoying so far. We're almost done here. I just need to use I need to build this function. And all I have to do is remove one element from the list, and I think I'm going to fail because I'm so tired today. Using power up object. I'm printing an object, but it's not working here. That's not right. That's really not right, huh? Let's try doing this maybe. So I define a new list. And the list is less than that. But it still doesn't work. What the hell? What the hell am I doing wrong, bro? You guys have an idea? I'm creating... What am I doing here? I'm creating a new power-ups. I cannot do this. So I have to create a new power-ups with a set length, right? I cannot do this, so it has to be of type of this. And then from there, I'm doing counter. I'm never increasing the counter. That is so stupid. Okay, so new power up in this counter is equal to this, and this will lose 1 because I am filtering 1. That's it. But I still don't get it why it's not working. It should be working. Right? So let's say this is a rocket and let's say this is a shield. Okay, and then I use one of these. I don't know why, bro, these keys don't work. I'm pressing F. Okay. At least now I'm getting a exception. Okay. That's good. What is this? Index is outside of bounds. Okay. And this is crashing at 143. 43, so here. But it cannot. How can it? At the 0, this is at I. Maybe I minus 1. It's really difficult dealing with these indexes because there is always one that is off. And it's still off. Okay, I don't think I want to waste any more of your time. Or actually, I will do the unthinkable. I will ask Gemini. You see these prompts? These are prompts that I use. And I always need to tell it, don't talk or give me short. because it keeps just yapping. Okay, I need to remove the, or actually one element from this list in C# Unity. And I'm doing this because I cannot remember the syntax. Look at this. Look how much it talks, bro. I don't care. I don't care. Give me a short answer. Show me all the code. Yeah, you need to convert it into a list, but I don't want to convert it to a list. And then convert the list back to array. Yeah, I guess we can do that. So I don't want to go in this. Okay, this is a list of type power up, like this, right? And then this is new power up list, which is equal to state machine. So you convert it into a list. All right. So state machine dot power ups dot to list, like this. Now we have a list, and since we have a list, we can just do new power up list dot remove at state machine dot index, and then state dot power ups is equal to this list to array. So power up, or actually not power up, new power up list dot to array. Sometimes the AI can be actually useful. For example, when you don't remember some kind of a syntax, right? So I have selected one and now removed one. But did I remove one? Oh yeah, I removed one. Perfect. And if I remove one now again, it should remove this shield. I don't know why it's not. I keep pressing F. Okay. It's removed shift and now it's giving me an error because I'm outside of the bounds, and I should set this to 0. But even if it's set to 0, this is going to give me index. Okay, perfect. Okay, this is where I want to be in this video, right? We have the power-ups, we have the indexes, we have everything, and we just have to build. We just have to build the animations and stuff. Okay, thank you everybody who has just joined and tuned in and chilled with me. It's been really fun. I have set this project aside for quite some time now, and I'm back finally. I finally sorted some stuff out in my life, and now I have a little bit more free time to build, and I'm really happy, and I wish to keep going. And thank you for everybody. We will be back probably tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then I will be back very shortly because I'm liking where I'm going. Thank you. Bye-bye.